People want to buy Caitlin Clark things, and they especially want to buy Caitlin Clark Nike things. Why is Nike continuing to wait so long into her WNBA career when you could have put something out last year and it would have sold out? It doesn't make much sense.
Well, looks like Nike finally started to listen. Nike loves to pretend it spots greatness first, but for 2 entire seasons, the swoosh slept on the most electric storyline in basketball. While Caitlin Clark shattered TV records and jam-packed arenas from Indiana to Seattle, Nike kept her in the promotional waiting room. No solo spots, no glossy rollouts, just a few token posts while rival Wilson cashed in on her hype. That corporate nap ended this week.
Nike finally delivers Caitlin Clark PE. Is this the first Caitlin Clark exclusive Nike commercial since she's entered the
40-second cinematic blitz? Nike finally handed Clark center stage, lacing her up in Kobe 5 Protro PEs and letting a pair of reptilian mamba eyes slice through the darkness. In marketing speak, it was a course correction. For everyone chasing women's basketball headlines, it felt like thunder after a long, tense silence. But why now, and what does this late awakening expose about the WNBA's fragile ratings ecosystem? Keep watching, because the part nobody's talking about is the real story, and it might change how every brand spends a marketing dollar this decade. But buckle up, because the numbers you're about to hear get downright uncomfortable.
You have the unicorn, the chosen one, the one who everyone wants to hear from, and you were just sitting around. Gatorade, State Farm, Gainbridge, Wilson Basketball have all figured out how to have a point of view with Caitlin Clark. Please, for the love of God, figure something out.
Picture a packed Gainbridge fieldhouse humming for a fever home game. 500,000 viewers tuned in on NBA TV, more than triple the network's historical average. Now flip the channel a night later. Sparks versus Liberty, no Clark in sight, and the national audience plunges to 239,000 souls, barely enough to fill a mid-sized city arena. Cable data says non-Clark WNBA broadcasts hover near 204K on average, a figure that would struggle to crack Nielsen's top 150 most watched shows on a sleepy Tuesday. These aren't just growing pains dips, they're canyons that reveal a single athlete dependence no major league has faced in modern memory. Executives whisper it in conference rooms. One of them told Sports Business Journal flat out, "I've never seen a league depend on one person, period." If you're Nike, those viewership cliffs are both a warning siren and an invitation. Ignore Clark too long and you miss the only guaranteed ratings bump in women's hoops. Invest now and you own the spike everyone else is desperately chasing. And here's where the swoosh finally stopped hitting snooze,
making her the first athlete since Michael Jordan to get their own signature basketball from Wilson. She also becomes the first WNBA player to get her own signature basketball from Wilson.
Back in April 2024, Wilson Sporting Goods saw the superstar Caitlin Clark and was the first to sponsor her on a limited edition ball that sold out overnight. Meanwhile, Nike, the very brand that praised Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, offered only crumb press releases. Internally, marketers fretted. Would elevating a rookie overshadow vets like Aja Wilson? Could a polarizing phenomenon hurt brand harmony? Those doubts aged like milk. By the time Aja Wilson's Kelly Green composite hit playgrounds and resale sites, the data was screaming. Clark's name drove 5 to 10 times more social impressions than any other WNBA storyline. Still, Nike waited and waited. That is until sales projections showed that a player exclusive, not even a signature shoe, could clear 8 figures in its first quarter.
So Nike finally released their trailer for Caitlin Clark's sneaker. They finally did, and a lot of people thought that when Nike were talking up, they were going to be, talking up like Caitlin might have been getting her signature shoe. They might have been talking up potentially Caitlin getting that signature shoe, and it would have been really cool if Caitlin got her signature shoe, but let's be real, that was never happening. That was never, ever, ever happening.
It's not even Caitlin's own shoe that she got to build from the ground up. It's a variation of Kobe Bryant's famous Nike Kobe Protro. They knew that taking Clark and collabing her name next to Kobe was smart thinking and easy money. No creativity, no innovation. Corporate humility never looks glamorous, but the swoosh spun the narrative deftly. "We were perfecting the story," one spokesman claimed. Translation, "We finally believed the accountants." Yet the artistry of the ad hints at a deeper strategic pivot. Let's dissect it. The screen fades from black to a corridor. Clark's sneakers squeak once, echoing like a starter pistol. A single spotlight tracks her down the tunnel, the same cinematic framing Nike used for Kobe's Love Me or Hate Me spot in 2006. Suddenly the soundtrack dies, replaced by her heartbeat. Close up, her pupils slit into emerald reptile eyes, a split-second homage to Bryant's Black Mamba alter ego. That visual does three things at once. Crowns Clark heir to Kobe's obsessive ethos, signals to die-hard sneakerheads that the Kobe line is back in force, and gives casual fans an image they'll meme in 6 languages by lunchtime. The lace-up scene lingers on the gold-flecked swoosh, subtle product porn without feeling like a catalog shot. Finally, a chill voiceover whispers, noise fades, focus hits. The cut to white feels like breathing in cold air before overtime. At 40 seconds, the spot violates no modern attention span rules, yet it feels epic. Nike essentially condensed a superhero origin story into a TikTok-length capsule, blending heritage, personality, and product. Shockingly, the fan response dwarfed even Nike's rosy projections.
And by the way, like, I know she doesn't have a signature shoe, but this is the first time in 5 years that there is a player that has had their own Kobe. Like, available 30th of the 6th in selected regions.
Release day, 10 a.m. Eastern, SNKRS app servers crashed. Pairs vanish in 57 seconds. On StockX, listings pop up at $490 before noon, more than double retail. Social media erupts with snake eye gifs, and the hashtag #JerClarkKobe climbs into national trends ahead of an NBA offseason trade rumor. The Sun cheekily headlines, Caitlin Clark's Kobe sneakers sell out in less than a minute. Fans call her GOAT. The broader sports world blinks. When's the last time a WNBA athlete crashed a global sneaker drop? Never, and that's the point. Clark's commercial didn't just market a shoe, it triggered proof of concept. If a mere PE moves this kind of inventory, a full signature line could rival early career LeBron numbers. Investors notice Nike's stock ticks up half a point by closing bell. Retail analysts pencil in an extra $250 million in women's basketball revenue over the next 3 fiscal years. And if money talks, it's practically screaming at Portland headquarters right now.
She could be $1 billion athlete. Like, when I see these numbers, I'm like, oh, this is Tiger in the Tour. This isn't even Jordan. This is totally.
Quick math, 90,000 pairs at $190 retail equals $17 million gross before the resale boom. Factor typical 60% Nike margin, and Clark's PE cleared roughly $10 million profit in under an hour. Extrapolate to a signature series with apparel, youth sizes, and colorways, and the conservative forecast hits $120 to $150 million in year 1. That's Steph Curry Under Armour territory. Strategically, Nike timed the spot while Clark nurses a quad strain, an injury that sidelined her for 2 fever games. Instead of letting buzz drift to zero, the commercial keeps her aura omnipresent, proving that superstar marketing no longer requires daily highlight reels. Meanwhile, ESPN numbers confirm the gambit. Fever Aces drew 1.7 million the moment she returned, wiping out a week of dismal sub-million ratings. Even executives skeptical of one-player leagues confess the obvious. A league that depends on one person, Caitlin Clark, a veteran rights negotiator told SBJ, tone equal parts awe and terror. That dependence gives Clark leverage. Upcoming collective bargaining talks will inevitably hinge on how much of this windfall athletes actually see. But the ripple effect doesn't stop at boardroom spreadsheets. It hits the locker room next.
Jordan, Kobe came along, there was resentment. I mean, the list goes on and on. It happens. So to me, there's nothing wrong with the resentment that you may feel towards what she represents. It's actually good because it provokes a level of hostility, which elevates the competitive fervor, and y'all go out there and compete, and everybody gets paid. But unfortunately, you almost feel like you have some folks within the WNBA that wishes that would rather not be in a very fruitful position because of their resentment towards her. And they won't admit it, but I've been talking about it for.
Put yourself in Aja Wilson's shoes. Nike athlete for half a decade, 2-time MVP, finals MVP, Olympian. She starred in tidy training montage ads and mom-centric bet on your dreams campaigns. None of them got the big budget Mamba glow. Suddenly, the rookie who hasn't sniffed a playoff berth is surfing a snake eye wave past every hardware-laden veteran. Publicly, Wilson shrugs it off, praising Clark's great for the game gravity. Privately, you wonder how many all-stars text their agents, where's my commercial? The hierarchy shift could be healthy. Rivalries sell. Picture a Rivals Week bill where Wilson's Aces host Clark's Fever. ESPN cross promotes with Nike. Sneaker drops meet primetime drama. League marketing finally has clear protagonists instead of a talent jumble casuals can't sort. Yet there's a flip side. If brands funnel budgets toward one personality, resentment can erode locker room unity and stall wider growth. The WNBA must walk a tightrope between monetizing its star and nurturing its next tier, which sets the stage for Nike's real endgame, a signature empire that makes today's frenzy look quaint. Sources inside Beaverton say design teams have been sketching Clark's personal logo for months, balancing the C in her name with a lightning bolt 22. Expect an unveiling around Thanksgiving, paired with a lifestyle apparel capsule, hoodies, cropped tees, even a varsity jacket nodding to Iowa's cornfield roots. The first signature sneaker is penciled for April 2026, but if PE sell-through keeps smashing records, that timeline could accelerate. In the meantime, Nike will turn July's All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis into a live commercial. Think LED snake eyes on the downtown skyline, pop-up SNKRS trucks, and a surprise three-point contest cameo if Clark's injury cooperates. The WNBA, eyeing a new media rights deal next spring, will ride that wave in every negotiation. You want Clark eyeballs? Pony up. Investors on Park Avenue already call it the C-Tax. Long-term, analysts predict Clark could bridge the still glaring gap between men's and women's basketball shoe sales. If a signature drops sub $120 and pulls even 15% of Nike's Kyrie-era volume, it redefines the ceiling for female athlete endorsements, which leads us to the only logical conclusion, one Nike finally carved in 4K. Nike's Snake Eye commercial is more than slick cinematography. It's a confession. After 2 years of hedging bets, the swoosh admits a 23-year-old from West Des Moines is its most bankable basketball asset bar none. The ad landed like a gavel, slamming down on the myth that women's sports can't sell sneakers or command primetime audiences. It exposed a truth the ratings track weekly. The WNBA's rise is inseparable from Caitlin Clark's gravitational pull, and brands that hesitate will pay in relevance and revenue. So the next time you see that flicker of reptilian green on your timeline, remember, you're not just watching a commercial, you're watching corporate Darwinism in real time, a recalibration of who gets marketed, who gets paid, and who gets to rewrite the rulebook for women's sports. The swoosh finally listened to the numbers. Now the question is, who's brave enough to listen next? Stick around, because this story is only getting louder, and the echo is pure money.